Assalamu alaikum kids. It's Ayaz again, and it's week 7. And as you know, I'm going with grade 7 math. So here it is, the lecture 2 of week 7. Topic is the same as the previous one, factorization of quadratic expression. You can find the topic in your book 2 on page 105. As usual, I used to do some recaps, and here it is, the factorization. So now I hope you'll be familiar with this. Factorization means breaking up of an algebraic expression into two or more algebraic expression as a product. The sign between the these one or more two or more algebraic expression must be multiplication. And you guys now also know that factorization is basically a reverse process of expansion. In expansion, you expand the algebraic expressions and simplify it and get the answer. And in factorization, do the reverse process. That you have an algebraic expression, you break that one, you split that one into two or more factors such that the sign between these factors is multiplication. And the recap of the concerned topic, the factorization of quadratic expression, is first of all, now I hope you are familiar with what is the quadratic expression. That is ax squared plus bx plus c, and that is the kind of called as general form of a quadratic expression. And as I told you before, in a quadratic expression, the degree of the expression, the highest power of the variable must be 2, and a, b, c are any numbers. The only condition is on a that it can't be 0. By making a as 0, you guys know this one, this whole first term ax squared is going to be vanished, and remained is bx plus c, which is no more quadratic. So and ABC, AB are the coefficients of the variable x, and c is the constant. Okay, so how to factorize this quadratic expression is that we are going to first multiply the coefficient of x squared a with the constant c, and we'll get the product AC, and then we are going to look for two numbers such that the first condition is when we add these two numbers, we should get the coefficient b of x, and when we multiply the same two numbers, we should get the product AC. That is kind of recap, and we've done some examples in the previous lectures now. And here again now the concepts are the same, and I'm just doing some practice in front of you to taking more examples. And this is practice now 6. You can find that practice now in your book 2, page 109. And I just skipped the part A, and here is the part B of that practice now. X squared minus 11x plus 28. The first step, we multiply the coefficient of x squared a, which is 1 here, with the constant c, which is 28. So AC is going to be 28. As usual, now we are going to look for the factors of 28. So the possible factors of 28 is in front of you. That's what I can think of, and I think you are also not going to be able to find any other factors that what we have, but I wrote in front of you. Again, don't write it down. 7 into 4 is also factors. 12 into 14 into 2 is also factors of 28. That's the same thing. So it means there are 3 pairs now available for 28. So first, to get a little bit it's kind of going to be refining our search. We are going to rule out some of the pairs now, which are not going to be anymore in the contest. So here it is. So if you take 1 and 28, multiply, you remember all these three pairs, when they multiplied, they gave us 28. The first condition is true for all these three pairs. Now we need to see the second condition. So in the first pair, 1 and 28, when you add the 1 and 28, 1 plus 28 is 29. But we are looking for minus 11. We are looking for minus 11. Coefficient of x means b. So 1 and 28 doesn't work for us. Okay. 2 and 14. When we add 2 and 14, 2 plus 14 is 16. Or 14 minus 2 is 12. So what we're looking for is minus 11. The first two pair doesn't work. There's no way they can satisfy our second condition. So the third pair, 4 and 7, is closer. You see, 4 plus 11 is 4 plus 7 is 11. So it means by playing with the signs, we can figure it out, the required pair. So let's try. Just showing you, it's like hit and try basically method. So the 4 into 7 is 28. Okay, we got the product AC. 4 plus 7 is 11, but what we are looking for is minus 11. Okay, let's play with the signs. So what about if we write it down? Minus 4 into minus 7. It will give you 28. Fine, we got the product AC. And minus 4 plus minus 7. It gives you minus 11. Remember the rules of the signs. So both signs are the same. So you will add 4 and 7, 11. Same signs means the same sign will come with the here beside the 11 also. So it means minus 4 and minus 11 is the required pair which we are looking for, which satisfies both the conditions. Let's solve it now. Here is our question, and here it is. Now I'm a little bit introducing you. It might be, you might have this question even before in your minds. So since these lectures are not interactive, so you can't put up the question right away, but here it is. I broke that middle term minus 11x. Look on the left side. I wrote minus 11x into minus 4x minus 7x. Of course, this is minus 11x. But what about if some of you say, sir, I want to write it down minus 7x minus 4x. Yes, you can write it down. Minus 7x minus 4x is also minus 11x, isn't it? Yes. The pair we have found, minus 4 and minus 7, it could be written either way. You will come up with the same exact answer in both the cases. So I will take side by side both of it, but in reality, when you're going to solve this question, when you're gonna factorize this quadratic expression, you are not supposed to do both of these. You could do either one. Always, never you're supposed to do all the both ways. You take just any one of these. So here it is. First step is in front of you. Here is the second step, which I used to tell you that in actual practice you are not going to write this one. This is just to elaborate the things. I wrote it down. You see, x squared is x into x, 28 into 4 into x. On the right side you could see again, here again I wrote it down. Okay, here it is. So, and the left side, what I'm doing here is, you see x is a common. What remains here is x minus 4. I took minus 7 as a common, x, and this plus sign in between is going to be minus to here. Now come on the right side over here. Now here in the first two terms, x is common, fine. What remains is x minus 7. And in the third and fourth term now, minus 4 is common. Not on the left side you could see here is minus 7 was common. Now here minus 4 is common. So what remains inside is x minus 7. X remains and as told you, you take minus common, then plus becomes minus, or minus becomes plus. So 4 goes out, what remains is 7. Now here x minus 4 is common. Now come on the left side. I'm here now. X minus 4 is common, isn't it? Here it is. So x minus 4 is common. So what remained is x minus 7. On the right side of here, x minus 7 is common in both the terms. What remained is x minus 4. So you see, both the answers are same. Please, there are kids who can say, sir, no, they are different. No, absolutely not. Remember, if you multiply 2 with 3, you will get 6. Yes, isn't it? But if you multiply with 3 into 2, again you get the 6. So when the x minus 4 is multiplied with x minus 7, you will get the same original quadratic expression, x squared minus 11x plus 28. Or if you multiply x minus 7 with x minus 4, you will get the same quadratic expression. So both the answers are 100% same. So as I told you, you're not supposed to do both of these side by side. The only what I want to elaborate here is you can break minus 4 minus 11x as minus 4x minus 7x, or minus 7x minus 4x. You are going to come up with the same answer. Here is the C part of the same practice now, and it's in front of you here. I multiplied A with C. Now you see, C is minus 2. Never make the mistake here. C is not plus 2. C is not just 2. C is minus 2. So we got the product AC is equal to minus 2. Okay. So the only possible factors of 2 are 1 into 2. That's the only pair. So let's try now. So multiplying 1 and 2, I got 2. Okay. The first condition is true. But what we're looking for is, oh sorry, 1 into 2 is 2. So what we're looking for is minus 2. Our AC is minus 2. So even first condition is not true. Second is, if 1 plus 2 is 3, what we need is 1, the coefficient B of x, which is what? Plus 1. So we are looking for 1 here, but it is giving us 3. So with 1 and 2, both the conditions are not true. Okay, here it is. But if I take 1 and minus 2, 1 into minus 2, it gives me minus 2. Okay, the first condition is true. I got the product AC, which is minus 2. And if I add 1 and minus 2, I will get minus 1. Oh, again. So first condition comes out to be true if I take 1 and minus 2. But the second condition means the coefficient B of x, which we were looking for, is 1. It's not giving us. Okay, here. What about if I take minus 1 and 2, rather than taking 1 and minus 2? So okay, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. Okay, first condition is true. And the second one now, minus 1 plus 2, it gives me plus 1. Remember the signs rules, different signs, subtraction. So I subtracted 2 from 1, 1 from 2, and I got 1. And the sign is going to be the sign of the bigger number, which is 2. Its sign is plus. The plus comes over here with 1. So it means the required pair is minus 1 and 2. So let's solution of this problem, and here it is again. Now I'm solving side by side the things. You're supposed to do only one of it. So I broke the plus 1. Remember the coefficient of x is plus 1 now. B is 1. So we can write it down minus 1 plus 2. Of course, minus 1 plus 2 is plus x, or 2x minus 1x, same thing, plus 1. So, and here I just wrote it down in front of you. What I'm doing, 2 could be written as 1 into 2. So here it is, taking the common. The first two terms, x is common, x minus 1 remains. In the third and fourth term, we see 2 is common, so what remains is x minus 1, the plus 2. On the right side now, again the first term, x is common, but remains is x plus 2. And in the third and fourth term, minus 1 is common, so x, and remember I told you when you take minus as a common, so if there is minus it will become plus, and if there is plus it becomes minus. Here it is minus, so it becomes plus now. So in the final step, here on the left side now, here x minus 1 is common in both the terms, what remained is x plus 2 now. And on the right side, here x plus 2 is common. By taking x plus 2 common, what remains inside is x minus 1. So both the answers are 100% same. Here is part D of the same practice now 6, and you could see now A here is 1, B is minus 7, and C is minus 8. Please don't miss the signs, you'll be in trouble. So the whole question will goes wrong. So B is again minus 7, C is minus 8. So the first step is multiplying the coefficient of x squared with C, AC. So AC is 1 into minus 8. So it's minus 8. Okay. So let's look for the factors of 8 now. These are the only two pairs of possible factors of 8. 2 into 4 and 4 into 2 is the same thing. 1 into 8, 8 into 1 is the same thing. So which one is going to work for us? Let's rule out some of them. So you see here, the first pair, if I take, rather let's go with the second pair first, 2 and 4. 2 into 4, 8. Okay, first condition is even the first condition. Okay, 8, we're going to close to 8. So AC is minus 8, though it's minus 8, but still it's giving us 8. Okay, but 2 plus 4 is going to be 6. What we are looking for is minus 7. Remember the coefficient B of x. Or 2 plus 4 is 6, or 4 minus 2 is what? 2. So the second condition is nowhere going to be true with this pair 2 and 4. So it's out. So now left is 1 and 8. Okay, it's 1 into 8 is 8. Still we have to play with the signs to come up with the minus 8. And 8 minus 1 is 7. So we are pretty close to the coefficient B, which is minus 7. It means this 1 and 8 pair is going to work for us, but we have to decide the signs. Here it is. Let's try. 1 into 8 is 8. So but what we need is minus 8. Oh, and 1 plus 8 is 9. Again we need minus 7. So these plus 1 plus 8, this pair signs are not good yet. Okay, here it is. Okay, if I take minus 1 now, rather than taking 1 and 8 plus, minus 1 into 8 minus 8, fine. The first condition is true, which is what we're looking for is AC, which is minus 8. Okay, minus 1 plus 8 is 7, but we're looking for minus 7. B is minus 7. Still the thing didn't work. Here it is. What about if we take now 1 and minus 8? 1 into minus 8, again minus 8. First condition is true. Second condition, 1 plus minus 8, it's going to give me minus 7. Again I'm just reminding you the rules of the signs, so just revise those rules. So minus 7. So both the conditions are true now. It means that is the required pair, 1 and minus 8. Solve it. Here I just broke it up, this middle term minus 7x in front of you. If you write it down like this, 1x minus 8x is minus 7, or minus 8x plus 1 again is minus 7. Just elaborating the thing in front of you, and just now taking the common terms. X is common, x plus 1 left over here, minus 8 is common, and x plus 1 is left here. Remember, when you take the minus sign as common, the inside minus, just with the negative sign between the third and fourth term, becomes plus. And here, if you come up the right side over here, again in the first two terms, x is common, x minus 8 left, and in the third and fourth term I took plus 1 common, and what left is x and minus 8. When you take plus out as a common, nothing happens with the sign between the third and fourth term. That remains as it is. So in the final step, I took x plus 1 common, so what remains is x minus 8. On the right side here, I took x minus 8 common, and remains inside is x plus 1. So, and so far you have seen that when in the third step, always one factor becomes common. Like on the left side, x plus 1 becomes common. On the right side, you could see x minus 8 becomes, it's always. If somehow, if you did some mistake with the signs or somehow, and at this step, in third step, these terms is not becoming same, not becoming common, it means you have done something wrong on the above steps. It must become common at this step. Otherwise, you can't take the common and you can't come up with the final step. So as usual, champs, it's your turn. So take your time, just like pause the video for a while and go to the same example 6 over there, and just take one of the two parts from there as I recommended for you. Don't go the way the author didn't explain in the in his book, because you might be get confused with this one. Just follow my way, the way I explain it to you, and then come back and I hope it has a little bit enhanced your understanding. And here is your second assignment of this second lecture, and it's going to be exercise 3b, question 1. Now go for these 5 parts, D, E, F, G, H. Definitely now you have to play with the signs also, a little bit tricky now, but still it's the basic level of this exercise. So it's going to be very similar to the one I explained it to you already. So, and I'm waiting for your responses. Please do the homework. You're at home right now. Take your time, and you can do it very easily. And since this is a video lectures, rewind it, listen it again, and listen those steps again. Go back. So it's not like the classroom that when you ask the questions to me, I used to say, "Hey, what are you doing?" I can't explain it to you, remember? But I don't do that one, remember? And before I say goodbye to you guys, here is my email address. You could see on the screen. Write it down. Basically, why I'm giving you this email address is because the kids are kept on saying how we can send you these homeworks or the queries or these responses. So either way, you can upload it on your AppSec system, or you can email to me your these files, images, whatever you have, attach those one. But remember, you gotta first create your own email address, email account. I think it will be pretty easier. Go to your Google or whatever you want to have it, Gmail. So there's going to be option for sign up things. I think sign up, and then it just takes you step by step. Enter your name, father name, and all kind of stuff, and then you have to choose an email address, whatever you want. And remember, when you take any email address, you will choose a name. It might not give you that one because that name might have been taken by somebody else, so it's not available. So then you keep on changing your email address. It might suggest you also that you can take this. So it's not going to be, for example, you want to have some kind of funny or some kind of lucky email name, so it might not be available. So you can have any other email name, and once you're done with all this process, it means now you have the email account. So first you have to create an email account, then definitely you are going to be able to send me the mails. So I will wait for your responses. So that's it for today. Goodbye. Take care. Thank you.